Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. You know, we have this beautiful, beautiful playmat from one of my patrons who sent me this lovely thing as a gift. It's been a long time since we've done a case of this. A world-famous 2021 era of good old Adventures Forgotten Realm. You know, this was, we're going to journey through a little bit of time here, folks, and we're going to talk about the boom and bust in the history as we crack an entire case for the patron Lamar over here. Lamar H. all the way in Cary, North Carolina. This is Rudy. I love the product, and it was definitely a very strange time in Magic's history. And boy, let me tell you all something. That is an understatement. So if you weren't around a couple years ago, which by now, most people who were around 3 years ago have probably quit the game and everything's gone to zero, and most people from that era are probably gone. So I'm going to assume with a pretty high degree of confidence that most of you all watching right now either were not into Magic, ooh, nice sword, we're not into Magic, or we're not aware of the history of what happened. Beautiful unicorn there in Rudy's hand. Boy, do we have a lot to discuss today. So let's get some basics out of the way. This was the Adventures Forgotten Realm, also known as the Dungeons and Dragons crossover about treasure hunting and, you know, treasure tokens and a lot of things. It was supposed to be one of the biggest Evolving Wilds, probably the best Evolving Wilds version there is. We got Cave of Frosty over here. Hey, white dragon. Remember, there's a dragon, the uncommon slot. There's the rare dragons, and of course the mythic dragons that everybody wants. I mean, I think this was said with what? Old Gnawbone was the big bad boy. I can't remember what it was. Was it? I think it was Old Gnawbone. I can't. Hey, there you go. Our first infamous mythic. These are probably $5-10 due to the impact of the game piece era. I would assume stuff like that, you know. Oh man, Mr. Frog. I thought that was a great rare back in the day. You know, this was supposed to be a monster. Ooh, Circle of Dreams Druid. You know, some of these might still be, like, cards like this were phenomenal. This is a 3-drop 2/1, and it can pump green, and again, for each creature you control, and green usually has a bunch of creatures. This was, you know, this was, during the release of this product, it was very successful. The problem was, again, this was in the COVID boom, and the distortion of free money and tendies, and Wizards, just like everybody else, ramped up the print cycle. Oh, there's a Mr. T, very nice, into oblivion. Caused substantial damage to the market long term, and it's going to continue to take a very, very long time for the market to stabilize or recover or do anything. Nice little sword there. This was supposed to be, oh, Guardian. I think a lot of these rares are still like $3 to $5 rares. I just don't, I'm not sure. Beautiful blue dragon there. Hey, Frost Tyrant with a nice, that's one of the better dragons there. And Cave of Frosty, very nice. I always thought these D&D book cover versions were probably one of the coolest. I love them. To this day, the parchment scroll, maybe that's why I like the new Lord of the Rings one so good. That parchment scroll kind of look. I thought it was a really neat thing, you know? And it's just, the overprinting did a lot of damage to this product. And again, a lot of people did not like the dice throw, where essentially it was on a D20, the 2 common versions, and then the 5% small chance for the super version or the ultimate kind of thing. Ooh, a little Inferno there. Beautiful. Full Monty. See, cards like this were gorgeous. And it's amazing that cards like this are deemed like crappy cards. 6-drop 6/6s, okay? Flying, can swing immediately, no summoning sickness, can't be countered, and you can pump it with red, gets 1/0, and when the power becomes 20, it deals an extra 20 to any target. Like, it's just crazy. Like, the power, like, you know, these stompy cards and these fun things, I just think, I feel like many times Magic has lost a lot of the flavor. Wing Boots, that reminds me of Fax Antidote from regular NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, classic NES. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Probably not. I'm an old fart. It's just, I feel like a lot of people, again, the Planeswalker stuff. Dude, Planeswalkers almost feel kind of dead, man. And, ooh, there's a nice dragon. Ooh, Mr. Ebon Death. Very gorgeous. We're getting some good hits in this one. These are some beautiful cards. And again, in the game piece era of, by the way, Mana Core, in the game piece era of almost 2024 now, I don't know if even the single card value of any of these things is left. Nice little temple. Unfortunately, Vorpal Sword, pretty fancy version. Unfortunately, a lot of these things have just fallen apart, and there's not a lot of singles that are worth a lot. to support the sealed product or any future demand of these. A beautiful book. Got Mantle, Paladin. And even, like I said, a lot of these cards were $5, $10. And beautiful. Oh, I love it. Look at the gold dragon. Not the mythic version of the dragon. Not ancient copper from Boulder's Gate. But still, 5-drop, 4/3 flying link. Like, dude, you drop it. You swing for 4. You nail your opponent for 4. It's flying, and you gain 4 life. Like, and you know, these are considered these are considered bad or weak Magic cards. And that's, you know, and then a weird title, +2 mace, and then a weird card name. You know, I thought the D&D thing was interesting. It was very successful, but as it aged, the market had a lot of unhappy temper tantrums. Hey, Rudy's Frog Guy. I love that card. The market didn't like it long term. The market kind of turned on this product as time went by. And I think one of the biggest... Wow, a lot of froggies. One of the reasons for it was just simply the polymorph. Very nice to see. I think it was just the overprinting, which led to negativity and, of course, product dumps. And I always... What did you guys think of the whole going through the kind of the dungeons? You know, you can, then of course a split, you can choose which path and everything, and then you get the ultimate. What do you guys think of that? I thought it was a fun thing. It was a fun little subset, fun Magic thing, but again, the market, as time went on, the market kind of rejected these things. It didn't really age good. And nice little Mr. Arc there. It's too soon to know. Oh, old Allie Wick, always partying in the woods, having a good time with her friends. You know, it's too soon to know if long term how people are going to view this product. Because I can tell you a couple things. After what happened to this product, I don't really see an era, and again, I could be wrong. Wizards has crazy stuff in the plans for years in advance. I personally don't see any major crossovers with Dungeons & Dragons happening anytime soon. Because anything with Dungeons & Dragons, Boulder's Gate, Forgotten Realms, it just didn't do well in the world of Magic. It didn't, ooh, Mr. T, very good mythic there. We're actually getting some good mythics. Wow, we haven't seen a non-bone, but boy, we're hitting some really nice. Aussie World and the good old man scores. Hey, there you go. Desert Doom, the actual blue mythical dragon. So we've hit a couple of these. We're getting some good actual dragon pulls on these things. So, and of course, keep in mind, Lamar, you do get if you want any card from this video actually graded by PCG, Beautiful Dreams, for free, just let me know on here. Obviously, this was before serialized cards. We don't have anything crazy like that. Mr. M coming in hot again, and another hand. And remember, folks, if you want to see what it looks like there, we got ourselves our Mount Doom demo card there, so you guys can see what it looks like. Authentic card, you guys can see. And of course, if you want to try Rudy's ownership and sponsoring of myself on the card grading, you can use coupon code TACOS to get a free card graded if you're going to do 20 cards. So you only pay for 19. Give us a shot. And back to the video, after we have to do our self-sponsor there, Gold Dragon. I don't see an era where we do more D&D stuff. Does that make sense? I just don't think we're gonna... I don't see a return to Dungeons & Dragons anytime soon. Like, the market and people's attitude, you know, if we give enough years, enough time goes by, I think we're gonna see a reinflation and kind of a slow recalibrating and repricing of the boxes and singles. But I think it's going to take a couple more years. It's going to take so long. Got a little commander card, Rage. And by the time we get to that, I just don't... You know, in other words, enough time's going to have to go by... Wow, we're getting a lot of these Dream Druids. Enough time's going to have to go by where a lot of the old guard who were involved in 2020, 2021 are going to have to be gone. And I think a lot of that is kind of happening. Ooh, nice Treasure Vault. That was a big deal. Mr. Arc again. And that's just kind of the den of the bugbear. It's amazing some of these cards never do. Black Dragon. And hey, Cave of Frosty. There you go. It's amazing how different probably people are going to look at these single cards or these game pieces. And, you know, in 2023, 2024, I feel like it's going to be a very different perspective. Nice little hive there. Another sword. Wow, I think you got a play set of swords already, Lamar. You know, and that's what's interesting is, like, if you look at the comment section on this video today, I'm going to predict that most people are going to just laugh at or say all these are game pieces worth pennies, and or the patron lost all their money because every card's worthless. And it's very interesting. That wasn't a good pack. It's very interesting to see the difference. Now, if you go back to like 2021 when this product came out and we were doing box openings and other channels were doing box openings, and look at the, Book of Exalted Deeds, our first time seeing that today. And if you, Evolving Wilds, if you go back and look at that, golly, really another gorgeous gold dragon. You really should. You should go back on YouTube and find like Adventures Forgotten Realm collector box opening, and find it at release from like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. What was it, 21, right? The beginning of 21. So it's almost 24. Yeah, so almost 3 years ago. So between about 2.5 years ago, if you could find a video, ooh, Spider Queen, first appearance, absolutely annoying card if you're going to play against it. And another Froggy, Rudy's fave. I encourage any of you all out there to try to seek out a box opening video from 2.5 years ago on this product. You find the box opening, look at the comment section. That always threw me off. When we had the blue logo, that always threw me off. Find a video and look at the perspective. Look at the conversation. Look at the energy. And look at everybody's excitement. A little hive there. From 2021. It truly was a magical thing. And it was a really interesting era in perspective. Like, I'm telling you all, take a minute. Find an old video of D&D at 2021 and look at how the market viewed the box and the cards at the time. And you compare that to today, and man, it is a wild thing. Like, you would think it's like not even the same product. You would think it's like a time warp of a different era. It's really, really, really interesting. Okay? And those are the things that I find really fascinating. Because one thing I want to talk to you all about is, remember, when you look back at how people viewed this at release, and ooh, there's another Mr. E-Bone, very nice mythic there, and our first little Instrument of the Bards. Gorgeous card. I always thought she was beautiful. With the harp on her, with the long dark hair, with the animals and tree, I thought that was a beautiful card. You know, if you go back and you look at the difference, it's very, and the reason I'm telling you all about this is because if you think about today, hey, Kingpin, that always reminds me of Jabba the Hutt. I don't know why that reminds me of Jabba the Hutt. Maybe it was supposed to be on purpose. That reminds me of Star Wars Jabba the Hutt. If you think about that, okay, put some good thought into it. Now think about another 3-4 years from now. What are people going to view products like this when they truly become old and the market's flushed and things are different and nobody remembers? Wow, our 5th sword, really? Those are the things I think about. By the way, that was an ancient. I don't know some of these Commander mythics. I don't remember which ones were good or bad. It's been so long, everybody. And, ooh, Beloved Ranger. See, a lot of people had speculated on a lot of these D&D mythics and these legendary things. Same thing with Baldur's Gate. A lot of speculation took place on these legendary creatures and different things, and none of them ever did anything. There was complaints of the power level, the print run. There was just nothing ever really. Oh, Pack Leader. I loved that rare. I remember playing that years ago. I actually did play a little Magic Arena, and I loved my green stompy, silly fun decks, and I used to play with that as a fun card. And good old Eye of Vecna again. And it's just interesting because I always try to predict and sit back and think about, you know, if everybody's attitude changed that hard in 2.5 years. Hey, Mr. T, our first appearance, one of the best mythics in the set. Okay. I always wonder what everyone's going to think in another couple years. How different. Oh, Mr. T. Wow, really? Okay. That's really cool. And another Vorpal sword. Holy smokes. Dude, Lamar, I hope you like the sword, man. You've had a ton of swords in this video. Holy cow, that's crazy. Swarming, Chaos Dragon, good old Wish, Owl Bear, always crack me up. Yeah, a good old Spider Queen borderless, there you go, and a Westgate. See, I always think about stuff like that because I still believe that the market is having a hard time pricing a lot of these things. Right now, the surface of everyone's attitude and emotions is overprinted, going to zero, get everybody dump everything. Ooh, Mr. D. And I don't think anyone's really thinking longer term on how to approach all these collectibles and these products. And I believe that is causing a lot of confusion. And as people feed on their emotions and they see other people in other stores dumping everything, it makes everybody want to do the same thing. And that causes amplified distortions of pricing. And it makes things seem cheaper or more expensive if it's a high demand. It makes the good things seem overpriced and too good. And it makes the bad things too cheap when they're not that bad. I love that Hall of Storm with the kind of the underwater City of Atlantis kind of look. I always thought that was cool. The Paladin, Gargoyle. And that's kind of my perspective on that. So as with any good collector of anything or hoarder like Rudy or evil investor or beautiful 3% ladies that actually watch this channel, I think it's down to like 1% at this point because, again, everybody left after the crash. I believe, hey, beautiful Ellie Wick there. I believe it's going to be some very surprising market twists in the coming years, because there's not really going to be much competition. And I've been talking to everybody about that for a while. Is that, ooh, another Dream Druids, gorgeous card. I've been talking about this for a while. Is that I don't see an era in 5 to 10 years where all these products from the COVID era are still going to be sitting and being fire sold off the books. Because you got to understand the way markets operate. And you got to understand the way stores handle inventory. Okay? By the way, Lamar, before I pause this conversation real quick, I don't know if this is considered a good or bad box opening. The only thing that's frustrating is the first box, we had a lot of dragons. The second one, we didn't have as many. Box 3 there, we had like no mythic dragons. So unfortunately, that was a little disappointing right there. It kind of is what it is. I was kind of hoping we'd have more of them, but it just didn't really happen because most of the value seems to be in those particular slots. Ooh, Flame Skull. So hopefully we get some more mythic drag. We still haven't even seen the old Gnawbone, which I think that thing was 30, 40, 50 bucks. I don't know if it's still 30, 40, 50 bucks or if it's collapsed down to 20 bucks or I'm not really sure what it's sitting at. I know the game piece era continues to make everybody very angry and negative, and it doesn't really it doesn't do anything positive to the entire market and the ecosystem of Magic. Now, of course, you're always going to have the small group of individuals on the internet that are very loud, screechy wheels that are going to continue to yell that all Magic cards should be almost free and blah. Ooh, Treasure Vault in a nice fancy version. And again, I consider that kind of perspective very, very dangerous to the long-term health of Magic the Gathering, because to remind everybody, and I know this makes people angry, but Magic the Gathering is a CCG. It is a collectible card game. Ooh, Mr. D in the fancy version that time. To remind everybody, if Magic and Wizards does not make any pieces have any value, and all the game pieces do go to nothing, there is some serious systematic risk. Finally, a Frost Giant. We got one Mythic Dragon. Hey, an Opaque Leader. Fancy version. That's nice. I don't think the average person understands the impact and danger of having all cards as game pieces with no value. And the Wizards Hasbro ecosystem with the thousands of employees, or I know what you're saying. There ain't thousands of employees, Rudy. They're all fired at this point. There's some serious risk to that, because without that kind of... if the cards don't have value, Wizards has to either reduce print runs or lower prices, or everything continues to fall apart and products don't sell. I love the art on that Hydra, man. You continue to have some real systemic risk in the overall Ooh, Star Mount's very nice. And that's a big deal. I consider the risk of that to be at the top of the risks in the actual collectible card world of Magic. Without any collectability, you cannot sell the products, and the prices are just gonna reprice and collapse. And if that happens, it becomes a death spiral of self-fulfilling prophecy of just products coming out and collapsing because nobody wants to buy it because everybody knows it collapses. And then the Wizards is forced to lower print runs, and then it just keeps going down and down. And it's a very, very dangerous thing. And I know economics and capitalism and business and stores and families and evil Rudy's making money is a very taboo, bad thing in our 2023 society and culture, but that is, I believe, to be Magic's greatest risk right now, is hopefully that they are not listening to the very loud, screechy group of individuals on social media and their fancy little, I don't know, private groups and everything, because it's a very dangerous thing. And as you can see, the result of Hasbro job cutting, stock tanking, and you can see a lot of, you can see some issues and cracks in the system. And, you know, we're probably about 30 days out from the filming of this video. Hey, Star Mount. We're about 30 days out, ooh, another werewolf, until the Ravnica Remastered launch. And, ooh, Guardian. That, again, is this still a $5, $10 card? I don't recall if it is or not. Box 5, Lamar. I'm hoping for some... God, are we really not even going to hit one Gnawbone? Really? Yeah, I am thinking of Gnawbone, right? Am I thinking the wrong card? I'm not confusing with the other D&D set, Boulder's Gate. I thought all Gnawly was the big deal, the $30 to $50 card. No? Are you guys just laughing at me in the comment section? It's possible. So yeah, we're about 30, 45 days out till that new Ravnica, the remastered set, where they're claiming reduced print runs, tightening everything up, no collapses, no Amazon dumps. They're claiming a lot of things. It's been circling all over the WPN network, Magic the Gathering stores, and the private groups with Wizards, There's a lot of chatter about it. And I'll be honest with you all. Ooh, another little ancient. I'll be honest with everybody. Most people don't believe it, and most people are very skeptical that Wizards is going to be full of crap, and they're lying, and they're just trying to sell their next product. And I'll give you my opinion. I don't think Wizards has a choice but to tell the truth, because, Kingpin, if Wizards is lying, and they overprint the new Ravnica set, and it collapses and Amazon dumps, that's going to be kind of a death sentence going into 2024, because essentially no one's ever going to order another remastered product, so everyone's going to back away. It's a very... Hey! Old Nolly! Okay, our first appearance in Gnawbone. It is a fancy borderless Mr. Peacock over here with the fancy head, and yeah, we know you got big wings. Our first nice Gnawbone. Holy, hey, look at this. And Mr. Z, or is that Mrs. Z? I can't tell. Well, when you're on fire, it's difficult to tell. We got the Archduke over here. Wow, we haven't seen either one of these cards in the video. Okay, that's a really monster pack and surprise there. Okay, that's fantastic. I was thinking we're going to go the whole video without a single Nolly. Wow, okay. Yeah, beloved Ranger. So anyway, that's why I was kind of giving you guys my speech. This is, like I keep telling you all, the importance of what's coming up is such a big deal. And the market's going to do what the market's going to do. Kingpin again. So we're going to find out who's right and wrong. And hey, Green Dragon and Sword. Because if Wizards is overprinting and they're not telling the truth, the market's going to price it that way. And the market's going to penalize Wizards. So we're going to find out, everybody. Prowler, Gold Dragon, and the old Blackstaff. So that is where we're at. Now, do I think there's a real chance in many years from now, Sphere, that a lot of these prices in 2021 things will come back and they will be repriced at a higher level? 100% yes. It's just straight up, everybody. Sets like Forgotten Realms here, sets like Baldur's Gate, which actually has already done quite a bit of recovery after the panic a year ago. Their little Circle of Dreams Druid, great rare, by the way. Hey, Star Mounts again. I think it's our third or fourth Star Mounts. I do think a lot of these things are underpriced. And I feel so, adamant and confident and cocky about it. Hey, Star Mount again, foil mythic. I've been, I still have large positions in these, and, whenever I can, ooh, another Guardian. I always add to my positions. I've been sitting on this stuff for 2 years. My cost basis is higher than all of you all. I'm upside down and lost a lot of money on this product. Hey, wait a minute, teleportation? I didn't know this was in this set. Is this like a $5, $10 rare? I thought this was Baldur's Gate. I keep getting fewer Strixhaven. Is that a $5, $10? Somebody comment below. Teleportations are, if you're watching 22 minutes in, which is nobody, is this the enchantment that's really good that's $5, $10? Or am I confusing it with like a Black Market or Archivist or Kitty Cat from Baldur's Gate? I thought that was the $5, $10 Bugbear. I swear that. Oh, Flame Skull. Okay. That's the end of box 5. That actually felt like a pretty good box. Again, these are not $300, $400 Lord of the Ring boxes. These prices are what are these, like $10, $15 packs? These are not crazy expensive. So you do, ooh, nice white dragon, treasure chest. So you do not need to hit, $300 cards to kind of break even or anything like that. These prices are not insane on these collector boxes, okay? I mean, there's not much money in them, but at the same time, the market's already dropped these prices and done it. I mean, Lamar, I don't remember the exact price you paid for this box opening, but you probably paid, what, $150 a box or something? And I paid $160, $170. No, wait, $175 a box at release? So again, I didn't make any money on it. Guardians, very nice hit. And an upside down dragon again. So, wow, really? Look at this pack. Holy smokes, double Guardian with a mythic. This is a really, wow, really? Mr. Abonin, whoa. That's a really good pack. Again, when you're opening a $10 pack, you don't need a $100 card. If you get multiple $5, $10 cards in a $10 pack, that's a really good pack, everybody. Blue Dragon. We got the old Paladins. Anyways, back to the overall. One of the reasons I'm comfortable holding on to a lot of these things, and I can add to it if I'm able to get, crazy deals on, large volume, and another teleportation. I thought that was the good one. Is that I still believe that these are going to be a thing one day. There's going to be a time when people look back and they view things differently. Time changes perspective. Hey, Flame Skull. And time has a weird way. I thought this wasn't the Snake Rogue one of the good rares? Oh man, it's been a couple years, everybody. And Windseeker and Deck of Many Things. I love that card. I thought the art on that was so cool, man. I always thought that was neat. I know it's a dice throw card, and I think what was interesting is seeing the market's reaction in the market's rejection of dice throwing cards. Nice little hive there. I didn't think Magic the Gathering players and everything would be that against the randomization of dice throw cards. I think that surprised everybody. Throwing D20s and everything, which again, a lot of these cards, you can see the D20 throwing kind of thing. I didn't think the market would be that against that kind of volatility or variance. Ooh, Dream Druid. And that was very surprising to me. I thought the market would be more... Oh, another Snake Road. Weren't these like $10 rares? Yeah, maybe I'm screwing up. I know you guys are probably laughing at me because all the game pieces are probably worthless at this point. Anyways. Alright, folks. Teleportation. See, we went like the first half of the video with none of these teleportations, and now we've got 3 of them. I thought those were the good cards. And the old Mana Cores. And another... Oh my god, do we have like 8 Dream Druids? Dude, I think we have like $50 worth of Dream Druids in this video. Holy crap, man. That's insane. Alright, here we go. And another Snake Rogue. Wow, we're getting... So a lot of the cards we didn't get. Vorpal Sword. A lot of the cards we didn't get at the beginning of the video. We're getting... Hey, there we go. The old Dr. Z again. Another Teleport. Like, we went the whole first half of the video with none of these. Then we've got like 4 or 5 of them back to back at the end of the video. That's super weird. Talk about clump zone printing. And a Book of Vile Darkness. That reminds me of Army of Darkness, Book of Evil Dead type stuff. I always like stuff like that. Cheesy teenage Rudy likes that kind of stuff, and Dr. M. Alright, folks. Well, we're at the end of the video. Lamar, send me a private message if you want a card graded for free, or if you want multiple cards or anything, or if you just want your card sent to you. Oh, no big deal, no matter what you decide to do. And, wow. What a blast from the past, man. What a blast from the past. It's very difficult sometimes when you jump back to an era on a product that people is deemed as worthless or collapsed, because it's very difficult to know the value of the singles or what's going to happen, because the perspective changes so quickly every so many months and every year. People's view on a Magic set is so different. And you know, I've learned that if you look at some of my old Magic videos on this YouTube channel, everybody, you can watch a box opening video from like 6-7 years ago on Kaladesh or Amon Kitty Cats or Ultimate Masters, and you can see the excitement and energy in the comment section. And now, if I did a box opening of like Amon Ket or Hour of Devastation, or even a Master product, or Commander Masters, or Ultimate Masters, you will see it's like we're in a different world. Like the comments on the same box opening today, and you compare that to the same box opening from 5-6 years ago on this channel, it's wild, man. It just shows the anger in perspective, in energy, in just the outright betrayal and negative roar of Hasbro, WotC, and evil Rudies for ruining the world of cards. And it's a wild thing, everybody. It's a very interesting case study to read about and research and kind of collect data on it. It's a fascinating thing. It really is. So, Lamar, thanks for being a very kind patron. Enjoy all the cards heading your way. Send me a message if you want to maybe old Nolly graded or something. That's up to you. Other than that, everybody, we're getting ready to go in 2024. Patrons and things coming up. We're getting ready to launch the 2023 Alpha Investment shirts. And remember, folks, I guarantee you that shirt I'm going to sell you all, the new Alpha Investment shirt, is going to be worth more than your game pieces. It's going to be hilarious. So we got a fun new, the annual shirt coming up. We are getting probably about 45 days to the all-new exclusive promo card with Flesh and Blood on Heavy Hitters launching. We got the all-new Sorcery Wave 2 beta kits with the exclusive, gorgeous, infamous card coming. The new exclusive promo number 2 in the series is going to be to the patrons, you all. We do have some interesting... I've been kind of waiting. I'm kind of waiting for the calm and the quietness, and we're kind of letting things go by until we get through this stuff. And then once everybody leaves and all that stuff, we're going to reward all the patrons and everybody who stuck through the bear market and crash and everything. And we're going to do some loyalty sales, and pretty much, depending how long you're a patron, will dictate how big of a discount. And if you're a long-term patron, holy cow, I guess you can just get free tendies and flip it if you want, but it'll be fun. We want to try to do some stuff like that with like Magic and Pokemon, and maybe even Flesh and Blood and MetaZoo White. We want to try to have a little more aggressive, a little more creative loyalty sales coming up here. Be a ton of fun, everybody. I didn't want to do it because you can't do that kind of thing in the boom because everything just sells out in 2021. You can't, safely manage a sale and do anything with that many people. And then the bear market, everyone's just negative and running, and I'm quitting cardboard forever. So once we kind of get through this, we kind of see who's left. I think that's when we're going to make our move and doing some fun loyalty things and special things to really shock the market. I've got some really cool things with like sealed flesh and blood, some sealed Weiss, even sealed magic with like I got a special thing with like a palette of Commander Masters and collector boxes. I got some really good special things that I can sell some deep pricing, and actually, and if you're long term, it'll be sold at a courtesy loss, and it'll be a lot of fun things coming up. And then of course, we haven't talked about Pokemon too much. I had a video here and there about it, but I think the Pokemon thing is a really fascinating thing. I mean, the anger towards Pokemon compared to 24 months ago is such an amazing case study. I've never seen such an obsessive Pokemon to the moon, and then 24 months later, everyone's just like, I don't want to hold a single box of Pokemon. It's so fascinating, everybody, and it's so intriguing to see what's going on. And that's going to be an interesting thing. We're going to do some Pokemon specials too, and even the infamous Metazoo. After I'm not sure how Metazoo's going to hold up after that huge blunder with the Hello Kitty crossover, and then the complete collapsing of their own product right at release. I'm very skeptical. I've been hearing about, I have not heard anything from the owner, Mike, of the Metazoo company. I haven't heard anything from the company themselves. I've had no communication. I've sent a couple messages. I don't know what's going on with Metazoo, Mike, and the company, but it doesn't look good, and, I'm a pretty blunt guy on this stuff, and people think, all they're shilling and making up weird stuff, but I have to admit, I'm usually pretty long-term in viewing perspectives and bullish and excited to the future, but this Hello Kitty misstep, an absolute nuclear disaster in the Metazoo world, is not good. And I do not know how Metazoo is going to be able to navigate and recover, because I don't know anyone who's even going to be willing to pre-order any, like, even me. I only, instead of thousands of Metazoo Rudy kits and different things with Hello Kitty, I made like, what was it, like 200 kits? And I sold it, and thank God I didn't sell it at a high price after the collapse. That'd be awful. But I mean, seeing what happened is extraordinarily scary and concerning, because I can't believe like they're just letting it go to hell like that. That's an amazing thing. And I don't know. Let's see I don't even know when the next Metazoo booster box is coming. It might even be like 6 months or a year until there's even a booster box of another Metazoo set. I have no idea how they're going to handle this, because what store is going to pre-order Metazoo boxes? Who's going to order like even 200 boxes or even 100 boxes? Like, who's going to take the risk of that, knowing that the company collapsed their own product within a week of their own release? Like, it's fucking crazy, dude. So I don't know how Metazoo is going to handle that without actually doing something drastic or doing something to instill confidence in the market. We're going to have to wait and see, because it doesn't look good from the current standpoint of everything. It's straight up is absolute disappointment for everybody involved. And other than that, obviously, One Piece continues to go to the moon. Sorcery is just absolutely insane. And Magic, everybody's very skeptical. And Disney Lorcana, as we warned about over and over on this channel, a lot of people completely got hammered. A lot of people were buying Lorcana boxes for $300, $400, $450. And now the boxes went from $300, $400, $450 down to $300 to $250 to $200 to $150. And I believe, as the film is video, the Disney Lorcana set is now below MSRP for the first time into the 130s and 40s. And I believe it's still being reprinted and restocked. And again, as I tried to warn everybody, and everybody just made fun of me because Rudy can't dump pallets on his patrons and ruin families' lives. And I tried to warn everybody that I still remain very, very bearish and skeptical. And it's because I know for 100% certainty this Ravensburg company, who makes puzzles and other board games, they do not possess the ability to properly manage print runs and understand what they're doing. So again, use extreme caution. Even Disney Lorcana down to 130s, 140 a box. I'm going to warn you all, I still wouldn't touch it, even at that. There's a very high probable risk. If we get another wave 3, 4, 5, which I believe is coming, of the original Lorcana set, there's a very high probability that this thing collapses all the way down to below 100 a box, and actually could go below store cost, and then have a panic where actually stores start selling at a loss. And I wasn't a fan because I was afraid of bad management. I do love the Disney characters and everything about it, but the management just scared the crap out of me. Um, that's my opinion on that. So we got a lot of exciting things for patrons and fun things and supporters and you all out there coming up. Final comment. I need to bring the whiteboards back and we need to discuss sealed product and different things. I know I've been behind on that. There's like 20 videos of collections buying in the queue that just need to be slowly published without just flooding the channel. And yeah, this is the only box opening of Adventures Forgotten Realms. We just want to have one look back. I got some other little stuff. We got a couple more Lord of the Rings and maybe one Ixalan. I don't think there's Doctor Who left. We got a little Flesh and Blood video and a little Weiss one here and there, but that's all I have, folks. A lot of exciting, fun things, and we'll see what happens with the new Magic set. We got Ravnica Remastered. I will be selling the collector boxes all the way up to master cases at insane pricing, and past that, no draft boxes, since Wizards collapsed their own product months ago on Ravnica Remastered Draft. But we'll be doing the collectors, and I'm very surprised. A lot of you all are messaging me, really excited about these Shocklands, Birds of Paradise serialized cards. And with the supposed Titan print run, if Wizards is telling the truth, it's going to be a really fascinating release, everybody. Thanks for watching. I expect 2024 to be a beautiful year. 2023 was a good year, but it was difficult in the markets. A lot of negativity, crashes, people leaving, but still a beautiful world out there. And I hope you guys are spending with good people and family, and you appreciate how short life is. And make sure you're paying attention and looking in the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to miss a lot of amazing things.